Hey, what's up everybody? How you doing? Welcome back to Karpo Gaming and another Diablo 4 video. Well, you still got time to try out this build. This build is amazing. Now, I know a lot of people got some amazing Necromancer builds, and this is one of them too. Yeah, this is a hybrid blood build, where if you take damage, they're going to take damage. If your minions take damage, they're going to take damage. You can still use that beautiful blood mist, as well as have an undead army that won't die. Let's go! Once again, thanks for watching everybody, and without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's get started. I know you playing, and I don't want to take up too much of your time, but you gotta try this build out. This is a tank build for the Necro, and it is amazing. He's even standing in this pool of poison during the Ash of a boss fight, not a problem. Yep, let's start off with the helmet. We're gonna go through all the gear, everything, so you can get ready and have some fun with this build right now. Now, we're going to start off with the helmet, and we're going to focus in on the stats, but mostly our lovely aspects for this build. All going to synergize and come together to make us a nice tank with the undead army. Now, our helmet isn't necessarily the best, but I do got some maximum essence on there. One rank of Iron Maiden, which is used for my other build, but I do have this nice imprint aspect. When I become injured while crowd control, I get unstoppable for 4 seconds. And of course, thorns. It's all about the thorns with this build. Our lovely chest piece will have a nice sockets we can plug in our gem. You want all of your pieces to have this so it can get more thorns, but if you don't, just try to work with it, because we're going to be stacking in most of my thorns. Our lovely imprint on that, we're going to get more skeletals, which is always good to have more skeletons. Our lovely arms. Imprint with your skeleton gain increased damage while alive up to 20% after 10 seconds. So our undead army will be very tanky and will be hitting like a Mack truck. Our pants, it's going to be pretty cool. We're going to heal for 5.3 seconds. And of course we have intelligence damage reduction. Of course, thorns, and more thorns, right? Our boots. We got a lucky hit on here. When you hit a crowd control enemy, there's up to 36% chance for the crowd control affects the spread, and it does happen quite often. Lovely resistances as well. Of course, like I said, you want all of these pieces to have slot, or you can slide in that gem so you can get more thorns. But if you don't, it's still viable, and mine isn't maxed out, and I'm having a ton of fun with this build. Now, our weapon will have an aspect of blood mist. Leave a trail that lasts for 4 seconds, deal 78 shadow damage per second to enemies that stand in it. Your movement speed is no longer reduced while blood mist is active. Very nice to have. Anything with blood mist, you definitely want to throw that on. But the most important thing that pulls all of this together is this aspect. Blood mist triggers corpse explosion on surrounding corpses, and when blood mist detonates a corpse, its cooldown is reduced by 2.3 seconds. This is what a lot of people are running. If you have this, you'll be able to get that lovely blood build that just rips through basically all of the beta. Hopefully it's like that during full game. But regardless, this build is still going to be viable. We have 2 rings. Both of these rings are pretty fantastic. And you're going to get thorns dealt to all enemies 28%. I do have an amulet that is going to give you the same effect with a higher effect, but it's all good. We're going to go with our shield, and this is extremely important to make us a tank. The aspect, you gain 0.45, that's 45%, 0.45% increased armor for 4 seconds when you deal damage from any source, and that is going to boost all the way up to 45%. So hey, 45% damage reduction, yes please, on the Necro, because he is a little bit squishy, but not anymore as long as you have that aspect. Let's go over some of our core stats, of our offensive stats and defensive stats, so you can see where everything's sitting at. And like I said, you want to get those resistances up as much as possible, especially when the full games come out, because we all know once we go into hell, it's all going to be about those resistances. So I always have that in the back of my mind when I'm building this. But it really is about the thorns, right? You want to get this as high as possible. 248 is decent. I've seen other people with extremely high amounts of thorns, and 400, 500s as well, but 200 still doing work. 248. So I'm gonna go over the full build with you. Look at those resistances, pretty decent, 30%, but you really want those higher when the full game come out. But it's the beta, so we're trying to make a min-max build for the beta, so to speak. So we don't have to worry about Asher's poison and stuff like that. For the Book of the Dead, we are going to go with our defenders, right, for our skeletal warriors, and we're going to go with that second node. It's going to increase the amount of thorns the defender warriors inherit from 30% to 50%. And since we have those thorns on us, well, it's all going to synergize, right? The same thing is going to take place for our golem, but for right now, let's move on to our skeletal mages. We're going to go into the second node in the first one because we're going to get a little bit of essence back when they attack. So, you know, always having more essence, basically our mana for our necro, is definitely a beautiful thing to have, so we can use all of our abilities, right? Especially that bone, whenever you want to throw it, it's going to be there. For our golems, we're going to go with that second slot once again, so he can inherit thorns from 30% to 50%. Like I said, it's a bloody thorn build. We are going to be using that blood mist whenever we feel like it. Is always going to be up. Our undead army is always going to be there, and it is a whole lot of fun. So for our basic skills, we're actually going to go with hemorrhage this time, since it's a blood build. And picking up a blood orb is going to deal damage to enemies around us. Pretty sweet. We're going to go with enhanced hemorrhage for our second point, right? Picking up a blood orb, our next hemorrhage is going to deal extra more damage. And then innate hemorrhage is where we're going to land for our third point, right? We're going to get our basic health a little bit back, a little bit of fortify. It is nice. We move down to our core skills. There is only one core skill we're going to be using. That is Bone Spear. Extremely high damage, and we'll be able to use this as much as possible because we're going to be getting our essence back. And when we finish using that up, we can always hit them with that blood mist, and it'll be right back for us to use again. So that's going to be the only core skills that we're going to be using. 3 points into that. We're going to come down to our corpse and macabre skill. We're actually going to just put 1 point into blood mist this time, 1 point into enhanced blood mist, and 1 point into ghastly blood mist. So whenever you use this, we're going to be dropping down a corpse. We're going to be plugging in 3 points to skeletal warriors. So now our skeletal warriors, as well as our mage warriors, want to have 45% extra health and damage. Then we're going to go over to our corpse, enhanced corpse, and blighted corpse. So more explosion and more damage whenever we use our blood mist. That is basically going to be our get out of jail free card. Or you can basically just use this one button and just kill the game. It's totally up to you. But yeah, I like seeing my undead army do work. For our next set, we're going down into the skeletal mage mastery. Nothing else over here into our curses, just beefing up our undead army. Corpse and macabre skills, 1 point into gruesome mending, right? We're going to plug in 1 more point into this. Nice. Blood skills deal 6% increased damage, right? And ties of blood. Your blood skills now deal 5% increased overpowered damage. So what this means is that because we have extra boosted health, because we have extra damage and we overpower, blood mist is going to be overpowered and have extra damage, right? So it is really, really good when you plug this in. And that little bit of extra boost goes a long way. Oh yeah, we're going to be plugging in 1 point into necrotic Karpo. When a corpse is formed from your skills or your means, you're going to fortify for 2% of your baseline up to health. A little bit extra fortify goes a long way. And that is going to leave us with 3 more points. You know where that's going into golem mastery. So yeah, the undead army is real. They're going to be just popping off thorns on everybody when they attack. And you're going to be using your blood mills to leave blightedness behind. And they're just going to sit in that pool and just melt. I mean, it's absolutely a fantastic build. It's a hybrid build. It's a build where you can still have your undead army. And you can still be a tank. And you can go through white bosses, clear out public events with this bad boy. It is an amazing build. I'm not even going to lie. If it get nerfed, it's still going to be viable just because your undead army will still be able to have those thorns, right? So even if they nerf this, it's still going to be good. It's awesome in the open beta. So try it out. You still got a few more days. Have some fun with it and let me know down below how you like this bloody thorn build. But for right now, that's pretty much going for the video. I hope you truly enjoyed it. As always, if you're new to the channel, how you doing and welcome. Don't forget to subscribe. Right here at Karpo Gaming, upload a wide variety of videos, range from updates, tips and tricks, guides and news, and a whole lot more. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. Once again, thank you everybody for all your love and support. And as always, I'll be seeing y'all in the next one. Later.